about executing. And the fact that we're still in it, that should give us the positivity we need to rebound from this, hit the reset button. Like Todd said, erase it. It's about us executing. Listen, to have a chance at home to get into the playoffs and win the division, wouldn't have it any other way. And obviously the things leading up to it, yeah, we'd love to change them, but still have a chance. Playing for the division at home, and I'll get this group ready. Out of bullets, out of lives, and that's all right with me.
Baker Mayfield, after the Buccaneers lost to the Miami Dolphins, who were playing for nothing, and starting a rookie seventh-round quarterback in his second NFL start, 20-17. The Buccaneers lost. Now, it wouldn't have mattered if they'd won. It still comes down to Week 18 against the Carolina Panthers, but there is a caveat there. There's a way that the Buccaneers win next week and still miss the playoffs, and it's amazing how many people who cover the NFL for a living don't understand.
Yeah, right.
Because I've seen so many incorrect tweets that next week's game, the winner goes in.
Right.
The Buccaneers can still miss it by winning if the Falcons win the
Both
next two games.
Right.
So it's
which could be out the window tonight.
Right, it could be out the window tonight.
Right.
Or it could be very much in play
right.
tonight. So if the Falcons win tonight and the Falcons win next week and the Bucs win next week, we're going to have a three-way 8-9 tie. The Panthers win that because they'd have the best record among the round robin.
Right.
You'd have 4 games among yourselves. The Panthers would be superior 3-1 versus 2-2 for the other two.
Right.
So that's how they win the tiebreaker.
Right.
If the Falcons aren't part of that tiebreaker and it's just 8-9 versus 8-9, the Buccaneers win the tiebreaker like on common games, like the fourth tiebreaker. Right?
Okay.
So, and it seems weird that having a third team at the tiebreaker would change it all, but it just does. It's the first time since 2011, if it happens, that you have a 3-team division tiebreaker. There were 3 teams in the AFC West that were 8-8 the year that Tebow Mania ran wild. They were 8-8,
right.
And I think the Chargers and Raiders were 8-8, and the Chiefs were 7-9. It was almost a 4-way tie.
Incredible.
So that's how it works. That's how it works. The Panthers can lose on Saturday and still win the division if the Falcons win out. And, you know, I don't know how much Raheem Morris, the coach of the Falcons, is going to use it tonight, but the scheduling basically suggests that the league thinks that the Falcons are going to lose tonight.
Yeah. Because
I thought they would, for fear of the possibility of the Falcons winning tonight, keep the Panthers-Bucks at 1 o'clock on Sunday or 4:25 with Falcons-Saints at the same time because those games are all going to be tied together. Because you are going to have a potential scenario. If the Falcons win tonight, you're going to have a scenario where if the Bucks win on Saturday, we got to wait and see what happens with Falcons-Saints.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's still nonetheless, I like that the NFL made it a standalone game. It still has the importance. Like you said, the teams don't know, so they're going to be going at it like it's a playoff football game. But, yeah, the three-way scenario certainly changes things, and, yeah, the common fan doesn't seem to quite know that or know that as much.
Well, that's the job of those of us who get paid to cover the NFL.
Exactly.
And that's why it's astounding when people who get paid to cover the NFL don't know it.
But
we're supposed to know it.
Yeah, right. I know. I think we were shocked yesterday at how many people didn't know it. But at that, you know, to the point of the game, as far as what we saw from the Buccaneers and really from the Carolina Panthers, I mean, it's neither team is really that good. And we'll start with the Buccaneers, of course. But the Buccaneers have issues. We know the defense isn't good. Quinn Ewers makes some big plays. Devon Achane running the ball on
Texas
them.
Texas fight.
Right.
Yeah, Texas
fight. They had their way in some periods of the game, the Dolphins on the offensive side of the ball. And then on, you know, the other side of it, and we've talked about this a lot, is there's just all the pressures on the Buccaneers offense all the time. And I don't think Baker Mayfield's totally 100%. They're not running the ball all that great. And when your defense isn't good and then you make some mistakes like this, like, hey, I mean, Baker Mayfield had him here. He just underthrows it. He needs to throw a different ball there. That was a big interception. That was a big part of the game where you felt like the Dolphins might be able to do with something. Here's another huge part. Down here in the red zone, field goal territory, underthrow a pass, right? Don't protect the field goal, don't get any points. Then this is the very next drive. They're down there in field goal territory again and have the ball stripped. They had a field goal blocked, right? So the Buccaneers as a team are not playing good. The defense stinks. Special teams is just And it seems like it's all on, can Baker Mayfield and company make big plays in the pass game? Because the run game does not seem to be able to deliver like we've known it to the last few years in Tampa Bay, and that's an issue. And, yeah, right now in the NFC South, it feels like, yeah, does anybody want it, or they both, want to go home here soon?
To me, Chris, it's shades of young Baker Mayfield in Cleveland, where he refused to entertain the possibility of taking time off to heal because that's his job.
Yeah,
He's
right.
the quarterback. It's my birthright. I mean, there was an edgier attitude to it because I think it was more known that he was injured. Maybe one of the lessons he learned from that, don't let him know I'm injured. I'm just going to keep playing so I don't get questions about whether or not Teddy Bridgewater. Is that where Bridgewater is? That's where Bridgewater is, right?
Yeah.
Whether Teddy Bridgewater should be playing these games instead of me. But it can be detrimental to the team. And I just am astounded they never responded to what happened when they blew the 14-point lead to the Falcons on that Thursday night a few weeks ago. And look, there are different opinions on where Todd Bowles stands and what his status should be. But the reality is the Buccaneers have a kooky history of making some oddball, screwball coaching decisions. They didn't hire Todd Bowles through a traditional search. It was a result of this, I believe, brokered Tom Brady return, and part of it was we're gonna nudge Bruce Arians to the curb and let's make it look like he's doing the magnanimous thing and handing the job to Todd Bowles. But regardless, it wasn't the result of a normal search. They've won the division every year that Bowles has been the head coach.
Right.
It hasn't been spectacular, and this year it feels like the cupboard was anything but bare. A lot of talented players, but it just isn't happening.
Right.
Now, some would say, well, Hassan Reddick, how talented is he?
I think
he's been a major disappointment.
Right.
But I just don't – if they blow this and don't make it to the playoffs, I don't know what's going to happen because I don't know that ownership is going to be thrilled with where things currently are. The question becomes, what changes are they going to want to make? I don't know, but these are conversations we didn't think we'd be having about the Bucs the way they started this season.
No, definitely not. I mean, injuries derailed the offense, so that was an issue. And I think the broader conversation, what you're talking about, is Todd Bowles. He's a defensive coach, and the defense stinks. That's an issue. But at the same time, I don't think he deserves, all the blame here. I don't. I think you look at it and go, yeah, I think they misevaluated the talent on the defensive side of the ball a little bit too. I mean, Vita Vea, okay, he can be a force in the inside of the defense. After that, there's nobody that's a force on the Tampa Bay defensive line. Nobody, like you just said. Hassan Reddick, he shows up once every now and then. Right? Middle linebacker plays not real special. Levante David's a legend. Don't get me wrong. But is he, awesome this point of his career? No. The secondary, as we know, they can't cover anybody. They got Antoine Winfield back there, who's a damn good safety, as we know. But other than that, there's nothing else you can hang your hat on. So they misevaluated their personnel on that side of the ball. Then I don't think Todd Bowles' message and coaching has necessarily helped things out. And then a team that was expecting their offense to be a force with some of the O-line injuries, Chris Godwin hurt, Evans hurt, Bucky Irvin missed some time, Cade Otton, the tight ends, missed some time. Emeka Ibuka's been injured and banged up. I think all of that has led to their offense not functioning at the same level too. And now we're sitting here and we're going, oh my gosh, are really one of these teams going to be in the playoffs and we got to watch them?
Do you trust either of them to win at home against the 5 seed in the NFC?
I trust the Bucs more. I do. I trust because Carolina to me has one way. Like Carolina, if they can't run the ball, I'm kind of like, then they can't win the game. Just kind of like what you always see. And I know people will point at that Rams game and go, well, they beat the Rams at home. And I go, okay, yeah. Matt Stafford threw an interception in the end zone, which you just can't count on that happening. He threw a pick 6. You can't count on that happening. And then you had 2 4th and 5 touchdown passes, right, where you can't count on that happening. Oh, we're going to 4th down. We'll score touchdowns on that play. So, that was a day where the stars lined up. But, yeah, I don't really believe in either one. But if you make me pick, yeah, I'm just going to believe in the culture in Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans a little bit more than I would Carolina.
It hasn't been good lately, though, and Carolina has really overachieved this year. One of these two teams will win the division, will host the number 5 seed.
Who do you trust
NFC.
more?
I think Carolina, just because when we've seen the Bucs bottom out, they didn't respond to that F-bomb tirade from Todd Bowles after they blew the game to the Falcons.
Yeah.
I think the total cumulative mental and psychological and spiritual toll and physical, everything together, I just don't think they can get the lawnmower started again. So I think that if the Panthers get in, they're going to be dangerous because they're going to be overlooked. They're going to feel disrespected, and they've got that new car smell to them that, hey, we're going to go take this, and somebody's going to get tight and we're not, because we're not supposed to be here. I just have a little more faith in them, but I really don't have much faith in it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.